Hi everyone. So today also I am going to tell you two stories from Birbal and Akbar, and tomorrow definitely either from Vikram and Betal and Mahabharata. So let me begin the stories. The first story is Birbal escaped. So let me begin. You know, the courtiers of Akbar's court, they were very jealous of Birbal. They always wanted to get rid of him by hook or by crook. So what happened? One day they talked to the royal barber and they made a plan. They just bribed the royal barber with a lots of money. At last the barber agreed. Then the barber came to the court and told to Akbar, Your Majesty, a very good magician is in the town. You know what? If he will do a rituals, then he can come to know about the well-beings of your ancestors. Then Akbar was very curious. He then said, okay, call them and let us do. I want to know about my ancestors. Then the barber said, but one thing, Jahapanna, that you have to give one precious gift, the person who is the most intelligent one. Akbar thought for a while, who is the most intelligent one? Then immediately he thought about Birbal. The next day he told to Birbal about his idea. Then Birbal agreed. He said that, Your Majesty, I agree, but only give me a few days off so that I can arrange something for my family. Then Akbar agreed and also gave a lots of money. He said that I am going to see your ancestors, so I require a lots of money. And Akbar agreed and gave it to Birbal. Birbal went. From the next day onwards, he didn't come to the court. Here, the barber told to Akbar that the magician will perform a ritual and a funeral pyre, and that pyre function only the intelligent person will be given. So the day was fixed and Birbal was called. Birbal went to the ritual place where the funeral pyre was going to be held. They all looked at and the ritual began. When Birbal entered into the fire and the whole total area was covered with smoke. At that time, Birbal went through the tunnel which he dug within these days of taking leave from Akbar. He just dug, he made a long tunnel from the funeral pyre to his house, and nobody knew about this. So when the ritual began and the smoke covered the area, at that time Birbal escaped through that tunnel to his home. After 1 month, Birbal came to the court and Akbar was astonished and very happy too. He said, Birbal, so tell me something about my ancestors. Birbal said, uh, my lord, what will I say? They are happy, but they are in a very bad mood. Then Akbar said, why? Now you know, the beard have already uh, grew along in their faces and they want to be saved. That is why they requested me to ask you to send your royal barber to them so that they will be saved. And the royal barber understood the plan of Birbal and he also understood what he meant. So immediately he asked Birbal to forgive his mistake. And Akbar was very happy with the witty method and the witty answers of Birbal. He gave a lots of money to Birbal and asked the barber to get out from the court. This is the first story. So, this way Birbal escaped from death. The second story is nothing actually impossible for Birbal. So let me begin the second story. One day Akbar said to Birbal, Birbal, you know what? I like to ask very challenging questions to you. Then Birbal immediately said, yes, Jahanpanna, you can ask me any question. I'm ready. You know what? Our elderly, one of the elderly courtiers is a very serious person. If you can bring his nightwear without asking him, don't ask me give me your nightwear. Without asking him, if you can bring his nightwear, then you will win. Then Birbal said, okay, your majesty, I am ready, I'll do that. Then Birbal went away. He went to the courtier's house in that night. When the courtier was about to sleep, he just put some red ant which he collected before in a jar, small jar. And immediately Birbal spread the red ant on the bed. Of course, the courtier didn't see Birbal. So without his knowledge, he did it. When he put it, the red ant, the ant began to bite him. So he was vexed and immediately he threw all the nightwears here and there and slept, changed it and slept. Then Birbal collected all the nightwears and ran away. The next day, Birbal came to Akbar's court, collecting all the nightwears, and he said, Your Majesty, as you challenged me, I have brought the nightwears of the courtiers without asking him. Akbar, he knew that Birbal definitely is going to win, and still then he loved to enjoy his witty answers. So heartily he laughed, and Birbal took the dresses after showing to Akbar and gave it to the courtier. At that time, the courtier said, Birbal, nobody can beat you, and this time also you own. Not only that, nothing is impossible for you. So these are the two short stories from Akbar and Birbal. Okay, I don't know whether all the time if I'll go on saying Akbar and Birbal, you will like it or not. So tomorrow let me change, switch over either Vikramaditya or Mahabharata. I think Mahabharata I may see. However, if you like, please give me some feedback that I require because that is my that will push me to go ahead. Thank you so much.